What is up, guys? Rice Vlogs back with another video. Thanks for clicking on the link and checking things out. So anyways, guys, I want to get straight into things here. I'm not going to beat around the bush. So anyways, guys, I recently earned myself a bit of a partial sponsorship. So anyway, what that means is basically a company put on Facebook, said, hey, we're looking for a guy with a 2019 to 2023 Corolla hatchback, and we want to join up with them and make a sponsorship so they can actually receive our product at a discounted price, install this product, obviously review it honestly for, other people to see, whatever else. So as soon as I seen it, it's a company that I never really heard of, but I knew the product because a lot of other companies are out there making these products, and I'm going to get straight into it and say, basically, I got myself some air suspension. So at this point, the Corolla is no longer going to be on coilovers, and I'm actually going to be on bags. So for those of you that have bags, you may know how nice it is and how convenient it can be, everything else, but you might also know how expensive it can be. And that's always kind of been my downfall with them, is I always told myself I would never waste my money on bags. It's really not anything that would be worth it for the amount of money that it usually is. And I just always told myself this and just went back and forth about things. And I also always told myself that having like a good trunk setup and stuff like that, it takes up so much space in your trunk, and if you're using, like I am, the Corolla for a daily and stuff like that, it just takes away from all that usability. So I always told myself that as well, like, I'm not going to get bags because it takes away from my daily ability and all that stuff. So I just always talked myself out of it. But at this point, when I seen the product and the actual price that they had for a full air suspension kit at the time, it was on sale even. I think it was like $2,000 or so. Don't quote me on that though, because I don't remember exactly. But now that their sale's over and stuff like that, I think it's back up to about $2,500. So that's a pretty good price though for air suspension. The entire kit. That's your management, your actual like suspension, and then any tank, compressor, all that stuff, the wiring, lines, everything. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I was like, 2,500 bucks. That's not bad, because I've looked into kits that were like 4,000, 4,500, stuff like that. That's almost double the price. So I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So to actually come across the sponsorship, I reached out to them. I messaged them on Instagram. I also messaged the guy that posted it on Facebook. Worked with both Grinds, which is the company, so GRINDS.USA. I worked with them, as well as the individual that was kind of their, I want to say, not advertiser, but some kind of, I can't think of the word, but anyway, the guy that was actually helping reach out to people on Facebook, I reached out to him as well, talked with him a bit, like an ambassador, that's what I meant to say. But anyway, so basically, they ended up accepting me. I'm not sure if they accepted other people or not. I know they have other cars that they've done, and done sponsorships with and everything, but as far as the Corolla hatchback, I'm not sure if I'm the only one or not. So if any of you watching this are sponsored by Grinds, reach out to me, let me know, because that's kind of cool. I want to know if I'm, along with others, or if it's just me. So anyways, guys, I'm going to try to make this a shorter series, but it is going to be kind of long because I have to do a full install of this, and I've never done this before, so it's going to be kind of new to me altogether. So I'm going to be kind of learning as I go and bringing you guys along with. Usually when it comes to things like this, I tend to putz around with things more. So I'll kind of get things set up, mocked up, kind of get things like ran slowly and like work on it slowly and try to figure it out, and take my time with it. So I usually don't tend to like film anything that I'm used to or not used to and new to. So basically this is kind of new to me. I'm still like obviously figuring everything out, and I'm still going to be bringing you guys along with, because I want to be able to share this experience with you guys, and that way you guys can learn from my experiences, if I make any mistakes along the way, or, end up doing something that could have been easier, things like that. It's just going to help anybody that's looking to do this. And of course, now that this is my partial sponsorship, you guys can actually use a code of mine, ricevlogs_ at GRINDSUSAs.com, and you can actually end up getting yourself a 10% discount. So of course that's quite a bit of chunk of money when you're looking at like a kit that could be possibly about $2,500 or so, maybe a little less if you can get it on sale. They do run their sales annually, and I'm sure they do it for different events and stuff like that. You would just have to keep an eye out for their website. So I'll put a link in the description down below. You guys can check that out. But anyways guys, I'm going to start off by showing you guys a little bit of what the kit came with, and let's get it. Alrighty guys, so here is the box for the management system. Here is Grinds. This is their little logo. Grinds is kind of known for their name being in this kind of font and everything, and this is their main look that you'd be looking for. So they're actually more than just the US, I believe, as well. They're also Europe and stuff like that, so definitely check them out guys. So for starters, when you open up this box, there's actually a nice little lanyard in here with their logo on it, so that's kind of dope. I do like their design and like their name and everything. It's kind of cool. Like, I know everybody is like bag riders and stuff like that, but honestly this is a pretty dope company with some pretty dope products and just some cool logos and stuff like that. And who doesn't like being low-key about things? Like, I actually love being different. That's why I love having the Corolla, because there's a small community out there, so when people see it, every single day I get compliments, get questions about it, like, what the heck kind of car is that? I've never seen one before. Who doesn't like hearing that? Because it makes you unique, you know? Who doesn't like being unique? So of course, if you guys are looking to be unique, why not try a new company out? Check out Grinds. Of course, then we have our management that comes all bubble wrapped. So I'll have to cut this guy open quick and show you the little management system and everything else. So give me 1 second to take this off and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so now I have cut off all this extra plastic, and what unveils is the Grinds management system. So it's got their logo on there, real simple, real cool, actually just looks nice and complete. Everything is black, which I love as well, because some of the other kits and stuff out there, I know they have stuff that's like silver and chrome and stuff like that. I like black, it looks nice. And anyway, this has the 4 ports for your hoses and everything, and then it also has some in and out ports for your compressor, your tank, stuff like that. So this guy is going to control everything that you need it to do. You know, obviously it's going to send air to each corner, adjust what it needs to adjust, you know, it does what it needs to do. So this is your biggest piece here actually, as well as having a big plug for your wiring harness. This also comes with the little controller. So I haven't opened any of this stuff, as you guys can see, so this is all kind of new to me. I'm seeing it for the first time as well. But wow, this is actually a nice controller too. It's pretty hefty, like anodized aluminum. You can see how it has that to it. And it's just got the little screen and your buttons so you can adjust everything. You guys can hear that. It's got a nice click to it and everything. So I'll definitely have to do like a little review on this once I actually get everything installed and I actually can start adjusting the car. So there's that, as well as just some different like wiring harnesses, you know, stuff like that. I don't know what some of the stuff is quite yet. I really have to look into like the instructions and everything else. And it looks like we also have, this is the main harness that must plug into the control module, as you can see. So these guys will mate up together, and we're gonna have to run this stuff wherever it needs to go. So that's what I'm saying guys. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing quite yet, but I'm gonna figure it out as we go, and I'm bringing you guys along with. So I hope you guys can be patient with me, and you know, I'll probably be uploading this in segments, so you guys can definitely comment down below if I'm missing anything or if I'm, you know, saying things wrong. So help a brother out, tell me what you guys think, and yeah, so I'll show you the rest of the kit. I gotta just go grab it. Alrighty guys, so as you just seen, I have the control module, the little controller, some wiring harnesses and whatnot. What also came in that box, in a bigger box, was some of the other things that we need. So we do have here some continuous line of like air hose. So we have a bunch of this that we're gonna need. For those of you that have seen like trunk setups and stuff before, you'll notice that people usually run like hard lines from their tank, from their controller, down to maybe like a plywood floor and stuff, and then from there they'll run like their soft lines elsewhere. Now this kit doesn't really come with like hard lines, because of course that's just extra money, extra things that's more customizable. You know, if you want to do a hard line set, then you would have to kind of get what you need and run it correctly and kind of get creative with it, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that yet. at least to get started, I'll probably do the soft lines, and then if I ever want to like upgrade later and have like hard lines and stuff like that, I always can. It definitely would be dope, but I would have to kind of figure out some stuff for that later on. So for now, I'll probably just run the soft lines and get things functional, make sure everything's working correctly, and then I can kind of fine tune everything to make it my own and kind of personalize it. Then you also get this big bulky heavy gauged wire that comes with that I'm sure I'll have to run up to the battery and then run all the way back to the compressor or the control module, whatever we'll have to do with it. So we have this, there's like a big fuse in there and everything too. So we have that guy. And then there's just a bag of goodies that comes with their logo, of course. You got Grinds yet again. That just shows quality right there. Like if all their products have nice packaging, nice boxes, stuff like that, it just shows that they really care about their name. This isn't some cheap company that's just throwing stuff together for you. So they provide you with some Loctite for all your fittings. Yet again, you got some Grinds Loctite. That's kind of a flex in its own. Then we got this little relay type solenoid that we're gonna have to use. And then from there you just have like cutting tools. They give you a little cutting tool for the hose. They have some more little like, this is your, this goes on your compressor of course, and you'll actually use it to like drain moisture and stuff like that. So it's like a little P-trap type setup. And then from there we just have miscellaneous like hose fittings. So we have like 90 degrees, we have straight ones, more 90s, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of all in this bag. So whatever we need, we have it in here. So yeah, there's a bunch of them in here. And then we just have these few extra things that came with. So there's that. And then obviously another thing that came with this kit that's really necessary is the suspension. So I have it over here. I'm going to grab it quick. So in the back of the car, I actually have, for anyone that knows how Corollas are, and if you don't, I'll explain it quick. You have a separate shock body, and then you have like a spring that's separate from that in the rear of the car. So of course for this we have a bag that sits in the back where the spring would usually be. So as you guys can see as well, they have, I got it upside down here, they have their name in the bag here, Grinds. And of course you're gonna have a top and a bottom to this, so you got your little air inlet right up top here, and then there is a little threaded piece at the bottom, so you can actually put this down into the control arm that it sits in, and there's a plate with a bolt that goes underneath and it kind of holds it in there nice. So this will be really secure in there, so if you're aired all the way out and it won't move at all, so that's nice. That's also just another thing with quality that they obviously paid attention to, especially for the Corolla hatch. Another thing, of course, then in the rear is your strut. Then that's going to be individual to the actual bag. So you do have adjustable dampening with this kit. As you can see right there, there's that little turnstile right there. So you have that if you guys want to adjust your dampening. I'm not sure how many clicks it is. I would have to check or sit here and count it, but I'm thinking it's like 30 or so. There's quite a bit of clicks in here. But then you obviously have your adjustable body all the way through, and there's that nice GRINDS.USA logo right there as well. So shock body. Then from there we obviously have the front part of the suspension. That's going to be just a coilover strut, and of course with bags it's going to be a bag. So this of course is the front strut. So again, GRINDS.USA right there, nice quality sticker on there and everything, as well as on the bottom you got Grinds down there. So this will be a direct swap from what I currently have in the car. So I'll literally just have to take out my current coilover set and throw this guy in there. And of course we have our camber adjustments on top here, which is a need, and we also have adjustable dampening with this as well. And then the last thing, of course, I'll show you guys is right there at the bottom is your little air inlet, so you'll have to put a little threaded piece in there, and then you can of course air this bag up or down. So that's it for the suspension. Again, I'll show you that as well. You have Grinds in the bag there. Definitely nice to see all that. it's all that attention to detail that it shows that they care about their products. So lastly, I'll have to get the tank and compressor, so I'll be right back. I gotta grab that. Alright guys, so then from there we also have the compressor. So we have some kits that actually come with 2 compressors. Obviously they're a little more expensive and stuff like that. This kit only came with 1, but that's really all you need, especially for the size tank that I have, and then you'll see that in a minute. But from there we have this nice compressor with their GRINDS sticker on there, as well as there, and they just have a nice little label on here to tell you the voltage, any kind of amperage it uses, PSI, stuff like that. And you just have this hose that comes off of here. It's a nice flexible hose that comes off and looks nice. It's not like janky or anything. It's a nice product, as you can tell. So this of course will go to your compressor so you can actually pump some air into it. So we have this guy that came with the kit, of course. And last but not least, we have our tank. So we just have a little guy here. This I believe is a 3.5 gallon tank. I'm not sure on that. I can double check it and let you guys know. But yes, it's just a little black tank, and it's just what we need for that 1 compressor and this smaller car. So this is it, guys. As you can see, we got some outlets there, some inlets there. So this is it for that. And there is one at the bottom as well. So yeah, that's basically everything that came in the kit. Seems like a lot, might not seem like a lot, but for me, I kind of know the gist of every component here. I know where everything needs to go roughly, and I know that I need to do certain things with everything. So it's really just like a learning process for me at this point. I have all the stuff, I know what everything does, I just have to put it all together and kind of figure it out as I go. So alrighty guys, so before I close this video, I just want to be able to show you guys a little bit of what the setup's going to be like. I kind of have a game plan for it already. I basically was able to gut out my trunk area and get rid of like the spare tire, any of the like jack and stuff like that, and I'm going to lay down like some suede material and stuff like that at the bottom so it looks really nice and neat and looks more like a OEM upgrade in like a sense. And then from there I also want to be able to just kind of show you guys where I'm going to lay everything, how it's going to work, so that way if you guys are maybe considering doing this with your Corollas or anything like that, you know, it kind of shows you know how useful it is to set everything up underneath the actual like subfloor of the hatchback area, so that way you can still use an entire trunk setup, and then you also have, you know, the bag still in there and everything like that. You can show it off at car meets, stuff like that, tuck it away when you don't need it to be shown off. So anyways, one last thing I also want to say, guys, is we finally hit 1,000 subscribers, so that's really sweet, and I really want to thank you guys for that, because without any of you guys who have been supporting me, coming back for videos, asking questions, actually showing some true interest in, you know, what I'm doing here, what we got going on, and just everything that's kind of been brought in at this point. And like I said, guys, it's only going to be up from here, so you know, things are only going to be that much more interesting. I'm going to try to dig into this build as much as I can so we can get the most out of everything, and then also just like, you know, bring you guys out to car shows, things like that, actually be able to like vlog with you guys, and maybe just bring you out and have you guys be involved with some of the things that I'm going to be doing with the car, and just kind of also have some entertainment in this channel too, instead of all just like informative stuff. So it's definitely going to be much more of an upgrade as we go here and as we can grow. So I want to thank you guys so much, because I never really imagined that we would be at this point so soon, especially considering we've only been here for a few months now, maybe like 6 or 7 months. So it's really exciting, and I'm just happy to see that we're at this point, and I want to thank you guys so much yet again. So definitely keep coming back. It really is something that I look forward to every time that I open up YouTube or anything like that, and I'm able to kind of see what you guys are saying, you know, be able to interact with you guys and help you guys out as much as possible. So thank you yet again, guys, and yeah, let's get it. Alright guys, so at the back of the Corolla, as you can see here, I actually removed my little false flooring that I have in the car. So I'll quick put this thing so you guys can see something. So we have the trunk of the Corolla. This is all usable. Obviously, I go grocery shopping, stuff like that. I can throw bags up on top of here. But this was always my concern. If I had this whole setup like this, but then next thing you know, I throw a tank in here, a compressor, a little control module, then all of a sudden there's a bunch of stuff in your way and you can't fit as much stuff in here, luggage, whatever. So I looked into it and I found out that removing this guy here and taking all of the spare tire stuff out, I can actually fit an entire setup down here. So as you guys can see, I would have my tank placed here kind of in the center. Then you would have your compressor off to the side like so. And from there you got the little control module just to kind of complement, even everything out. So this is what I decided to do, guys. Of course, I have to actually secure everything down, get everything routed, get everything situated correctly, but this is the gist of how things are going to be with all this. So this is basically how the trunk setup will be. And like I said, guys, this then gives me the availability to just throw that top piece on, use it for a daily, but then at car shows I pull it out, boom, here's my trunk setup. I did have to lay down like a suede material. As you guys can see, this is actually just foam backing headliner material, so it's got like a little bit of a squish to it. And I just laid this down in here, kind of tucked in underneath all these little side pieces, tucked it underneath that stuff there, and even across the front here, you can see a little bit of it kind of showing there, because without it, you just have bare metal down underneath there. So I wanted it to at least look kind of nice. So I have this just kind of floating in here, and now everything's gonna look a lot cleaner and just have kind of a finished setup look to it. So this is kind of to show you guys, you know, if anybody's still debating because they don't want to lose trunk space, anything like that, this is one way that you guys can do it. And I'll obviously kind of show you guys as I go here installing everything, so that way you guys can use this as a reference for yourselves. Oh, and real quick, guys, I just wanted to add that with having that foam backing material down at the bottom of the trunk space there, you actually can use that to kind of hide all your electrical lines, your air lines, everything like that. So instead of just doing it on like the bare metal trunk and having everything exposed, this actually creates that barrier where you can kind of tuck everything away, make it look a little more seamless, and just have it look a lot more simplistic with having your controller, your compressor, your tank, and that's it. So anyways, guys, thanks yet again, and we'll see you on the next. Peace.